Asked me, I know how I answered, I know what happened, so I'm making the assumption that he was targeting Republicans.
Arizona Republican Senator John McCain says the Senate will penalize Russia for election interference.
We must take our own side in this fight, not as Republicans, not as Democrats, but as Americans. It's time to respond to Russia's attack on American democracy with strength, with resolve, with common purpose, and with action.
On Wall Street, the Dow by 46 points, the NASDAQ dropped 25. More on these stories at townhall.com.
Everybody wants cheap airfare, but where do you find it? You call low-cost airlines. Their prices are direct from the airlines, and they're so low you can't find these fares published anywhere. They specialize in cheap flights, discount hotel rooms, cheap car rental rates, and great package deals anywhere around the world. Wherever you want to go, they can help you get there cheaply and with a best price guarantee. If you want the lowest prices on your airline tickets or other travel services, call now. That's right, call. That's the only way to get these rates. Experts are standing by 24/7 to get you the cheapest airfare and hotel rates available. So don't wait. Call right now for the lowest travel prices anywhere and for great last-minute travel deals, too. Call right now. 800-648-9175. 800-648-9175. 800-648-9175. That's 800-648-9175.
Tonight, DuckTales is coming back to TV in August. Damn it, I was hoping for the Wuzzles. Look it up, kids. Do you know what the Wuzzles are?
Of course I do. I love the Wuzzles.
Where the Wuzzles? Disney is locking accounts in attempt to cheat the Fast Pass Plus system. And apparently, if you make too many jokes about Bob Chapek, I'll never have another Fast Pass. Disney is buying full ownership of Disneyland Paris. How do you say Mission Breakout in French? You read WDW News Today. Now you'll experience WDW News Tonight.
Live from Orlando, Florida, WDWNT.com, the worldwide leader in Disney Parks news, presents radio's only show about Walt Disney World, WDW News Tonight. Now, here are your hosts, Tom Corliss and Nick Cicero.
Thank you, Michelle. Welcome back. Thanks. I'm Tom Corliss. You're not. Nick Cicero in there. Jason and Michael doing tech stuff somewhere.
I miss saying that opening line.
Huh?
I miss saying that opening line.
Too bad Michelle came back. You ruined Nick's dreams.
Sorry, Nick.
Of stardom.
It's not the first time. Wow.
You know, they can achieve amazing. You never mind.
Never say
I've heard things.
Welcome to our Cars themed episode. We're celebrating the 5th anniversary of Cars Land and the release of Cars 3 in theaters this Friday and I guess Thursday night, because that's the way movies work now. Thursday night at like 7.
7?
Yeah, 7. So we're celebrating Cars this week. Hooray, Cars!
Yeah, very excited. This should be a fun show. So second hour, we're going to be talking all Cars Land, huh?
Yeah, a little bit about Cars Land, its effect on the industry, talking a bit about these single IP themed lands, if they're a good thing or a bad thing for the business.
Yeah.
Find out all about it. I've got my Dynaco Cup of the week.
Oh, so good. Those are so good.
Yeah, they're
maybe my favorite souvenir cup of all time.
They're pretty good. I like the cone still.
Yeah,
the cone's
good.
Anyway, and now the news brought to you by T Public. New remodeled rooms are being rolled out at Disney's Pop Century Resort, so get ready to say goodbye to that carpet. This is, of course, important because the carpet is where they filmed Body Wars. Full of bacteria. Yes. They also filmed the making of me on the bed.
All of the wonders of life right there in that room.
You know, in all seriousness, I will miss spending the night in the old rooms. It was the first place at Walt Disney World to offer bioluminescence via blacklight.
People don't do that at Disney, Tom.
Look at how bad those old rooms are. Do what? Murder people? I was talking about blood, of course. Don't be ridiculous. Anyway, we scroll down. Let's get to the new room. Show people the new rooms. They're wonderful. No, that's still old. There we go. Some guests don't like these new rooms as there's nothing to distinguish them from decade to decade within Pop Century. These people do realize the only difference before was a poster, right? These people understand it was just a framed poster in one corner that like had that decade on it. Anyway, it's not a joke. It was an observation.
No, people were definitely complaining about that.
I don't get it. Walking in here, this room is so cute and such an upgrade for the price. I mean, they're really gorgeous.
But it's mid-century modern. Like that's the style.
Is that what that's called?
Yeah.
Is that good or bad?
It's
there's a little bit of like Googie style in there, and it's definitely got that. Yeah, it's got that like 60s.
Yeah.
It's got a 60s
late
vibe.
50s, early 60s.
Yeah.
Yeah, which I think works for pop. It's all about nostalgia.
Yeah.
Anyway.
I say 2 thumbs up.
And then all the character art is pop art. It makes sense.
Oh, yeah.
Maker.
The room now features 2 queen-size beds, one being a convertible table bed. So it comes down, drops down. This just in, the death rate via convertible table bed in Orlando is up 20%. How many guests are going to get injured? I wonder if that happens. I've heard stories from art where people like drop them on their children and stuff.
They're going to have to put fences around the bed.
All right. Oh, anyway.
Boulder walls.
The rooms.
It's been a year.
Well, that's in general, though. Can we talk about at Wilderness Lodge how that bridge has survived without the railing on one side? How is it? Like, you think about like everything else that they've had to take away, but that one bridge continues to not have a railing. When is someone going to fall in there? I mean, come on.
When OSHA hears about it.
Yeah. The rooms also have mini fridges with see-through glass doors, so guests won't forget that there's something in the fridge. And that way the cleaning team knows when there's 2-week-old mutated tie-dye cheesecake in there. It's alive. It's like Attack of the Killer Tomatoes. But tie-dye. Anyway, dumbest show. The room features over 30 outlets, standard and USB, not to be confused with the over 30 available outlets an angry fanboy has to make the same negative comments over and over about Mission Breakout on the internet. Anyway, knew that joke was too long to work, but I still went for it.
Yeah, no, you had to go for it.
Yeah.
And you did a good job with that.
Look at Pluto sleeping. Isn't that cute?
You got
I
that.
like that.
The room is cute. All right, let's move on. Epcot is getting a new fireworks dessert party focused around the Frozen Ever After attraction in Norway. So it's a really expensive overlay of a strange dessert party that already exists.
Yay.
Get it? Because that's what Frozen was of Maelstrom. Thank you. I'll be here all night. The dessert party portion of the event will take place just steps away from the current Fast Pass Plus viewing area for Illuminations. After guests enjoy a spread of delectable desserts, drinks, and the world's oldest fireworks show, they'll then be whisked over to Frozen Ever After to enjoy a ride on the attraction with little to no wait after normal park closing time, or likely just get walked on past the people still in line at 9:30 p.m. The event will be offered on Sundays, Wednesdays, and Fridays starting in July, since those are the only days where the attraction usually works. And it's replacing the Illumination Sparkling Dessert Party, which concludes July 14th. The price will be $79 per adult, $47 per child, or $50 to $82 less than a Disney After Hours ticket, respectively. Booking should open following a Disney announcement later this week. Frozen Ever After Dessert Party.
Yeah, why not?
I think it's a better idea.
Better than what?
Why,
What do you mean?
why can you not dress like a princess?
I'm just making sure.
Okay.
Better than what?
It's replacing the sparkling dessert party.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I
Okay.
just said that.
Yeah, you probably did.
All right. Thanks for listening. Go on. There'll be a quiz later.
I was translating stuff from French.
Oh, jeez.
Oh, what?
We'll get there. A few months ago, we revealed to you the very first items in the line of Epcot 35th anniversary merchandise that'll be coming to the parks this fall. This week, we took a look at 5 more items that'll be joining the retro merchandise collection around the time the park celebrates its birthday on October 1st. First up, we have that open edition mystery pin collection featuring classic Future World Pavilion icons. The pins appear to have a metallic finish, which makes them slightly different from the 45 other versions of these pins that you already own. You may notice, Jason, can we scroll up to the box, the back of the box there? If you look at maybe it's on the front. Go to the front of the box. Yeah, there you go. If you look closely at the box, it says there's no returns, refunds, or exchanges on these items. A similar warning will be printed on the rumored Guardians of the Galaxy ride for Future World. Anyway. Next up is a lanyard pouch featuring the icons as well as a metal Epcot Center icon. And then paying homage to the vintage camera strap, there's a rainbow lanyard that'll be available as well. And if you look closely, I
think I have one of those from the 80s.
Do you really?
Yeah.
Do you know how much they're worth?
No.
They're worth a couple $100.
Really?
They're
I think it's on my dad's old
rare.
camera.
Super rare. If you look closely, you could see the Epcot 35 logo through the top portion, as will be present around the neck area. If you look even closer, you could see they pre-printed fanboy sweat stains onto it as well.
Ew.
Also around the neckline.
So authentic.
There's also an open edition Figment Epcot 35 memorial pin. There's
That's nice.
Poor Fig. Last but not least, there's an Epcot 35 vintage style jersey tee, which is printed on recycled park maps.
Nice.
No, but it does look like garbage, doesn't it?
It looks like somebody trampled all over it.
They did. I meant Epcot. Oh, boy. All of this merchandise will be released around October 1st, 2017, should the park still be functioning. The Disney Pixar Short Film Festival, located in the Imagination Pavilion at Epcot, is closed for a 1-week refurbishment right now.
Do you really love it?
I do.
How
I
many
love it. I
times
think
could you
it's
possibly
so cute.
see it,
It's
though?
cute.
I've done it twice.
It's the same films.
Not anymore.
What? Oh.
Let me tell you the story. I'm glad you read the site,
listen.
though. Thanks. The attraction closed starting June 12th and will reopen on the 19th. Reportedly, 2 of the shorts will be switched out, leaving Get a Horse in the middle of the show, but they'll be changing the other 2. We have an exclusive for you. I'm going to reveal the 2 new shorts that are joining Get a Horse. You ready?
This
They
is great.
will reportedly be, number 1, How to Ski, starring Goofy. And the other will be How to Appear Human by Bob Chapek. Because he is, in fact, a robot. Anyway.
I love it. He certainly is.
Following the success of the Satuli Canteen and Pizza Fari, 5 Magic Kingdom restaurants will launch the mobile ordering program starting in the next few days. Magic Kingdom locations joining the program include the Tomorrowland Terrace, Cosmic Rays Starlight Cafe, Pinocchio Village House, Pecos Bills, Tall Tale Inn and Cafe, and Columbia
Nick is
Harbor
dying
House.
over here, by the way. He's like hyperventilating.
Can I finish?
He's a robot.
You still laughing about him being a robot? Jeez. I'm gonna wait for you to be done.
I love watching Nick laugh.
God.
So
My
anyway,
favorite part of this
the mobile ordering at Magic Kingdom will include Tomorrowland Terrace, Cosmic Rays, Pinocchio's Village House, Pecos Bills, and Columbia Harbor House, or as they are otherwise known, the 5 Horsemen of the Culinary Apocalypse.
Hey, I had some gluten-free chicken tenders at the Pinocchio.
At the Pinocchio.
Well, I don't know how you say it.
Village House.
Village House.
Yeah, Village House.
It's not House.
And it was so good.
I
I have
know
an
they had
app that
those.
says "Find Me Gluten Free," and all the reviews were you have to get this, and we got it. And
Well, I'm glad someone found
They're
something
really,
edible
really
at the
good.
Pinocchio
Nice.
Village House.
it's really good. Yeah, the pizza was disgusting.
One time the cheese flew off of Josh's chicken parmesan, like into foot traffic. It was quite a day. The mobile ordering program, of course, allows guests to order at Disney counter service restaurants from their mobile devices, and then pick up the order when they're ready to eat, or in this case, challenge their stomach to a fight. Yep. Gonna wait. Disney has announced that the new tower at Coronado Springs will be completed in summer 2019. It's amazing how much faster you can build things when James Cameron isn't involved. In fairness, however, Disney will build 3 more towers at Coronado later, but it keeps delaying them.
Nick is spitting up his
gonna
coffee.
build them all at the same time, back to back to back. Keep pushing it back though, someday.
Nice.
Go ahead.
I was going to say probably when they add the slot machines into the floors.
What?
Coronado Springs originally was supposed to have a giant casino.
Oh,
in it
that's
'cause they
right.
thought it was
Yeah.
gonna pass.
If you look at the
that.
convention center, if you go look at the walls, all the wiring is there.
Yeah,
for it.
and
It's
they've got
unbelievable.
the pockets in the floor. They've got the outlets in the floor and in sets of 4 and 6s for slot machines.
Oh, wow.
So, there you go.
Nick, I'm pretty sure I pointed that out to you at a pin event once.
Maybe.
Anyway, he wasn't listening then either.
I was thinking about Bob Chapek being a robot.
Oh, you're not going to play the song? There we go. According to internal rumblings, 2018 Disney dining plan packages should include alcohol and specialty beverages. With the new plan, guests will now be able to enjoy a choice of either one specialty non-alcoholic or alcoholic beverage. Of course, alcoholic if they're over 21 years of age, unlike anyone Nick has ever dated. A single-serving non-alcoholic specialty beverage may include items such as milkshake, smoothies, premium hot chocolate, soda, coffee, tea, or warm milk for Nick's girlfriend.
Oh my gosh.
Perhaps oil for Mr. Chapek. A single... A single-serving alcoholic beverage may include beer or cider, wine or sangria, or even mixed drinks and specialty cocktails.
Yay, cider.
Disney is adding alcohol because guests are requesting some way to forget just how much food they ate because they were forced to by getting the dining plan.
Got 8 snacks left. What do we want,
You
kids?
know, someone please take these 8 snacks. Can't tell you how many times I've been asked at counter service to take like people's dining plan cards. Like they were leaving. They never ate everything. With these additions, prices for the Disney dining plan should be raised again because money. An official announcement from Disney is expected this week. In a rather exciting piece of news, the Walt Disney Company will take full ownership of Disneyland Paris. In order to take full ownership, France's law requires Disney to own more than 95% of the stock. After offering a buyout to existing shareholders and then using a floating droid with a giant needle sticking out of it, Disney reached 97.08% ownership, which will allow them to take full ownership of the entire resort for the first time in its 25-year history.
I don't get it.
It's a Star Wars joke. The remaining shareholders will see their shares automatically redeemed at the price of €2 each, which I think can actually get you a meter-long pizza at Via Napoli after conversion. Euro stronger than the dollar.
I love the delay. You need to put Nick on camera.
Before,
Oh my gosh.
the worst thing. How we've done 54 of these is beyond me. Before the buyout, Disney stated that this deal affords maximum flexibility to shareholders, addresses the group's financial needs, and reflects its ongoing support for the long-term success of Disneyland Paris. Disneyland Paris, of course, racked up a net loss of €858 million, over $900 million more than a Disney After Hours ticket in 2016. Yep. So that's why they needed to be bought out. It's a lot of Disney After Hours tickets. Big Thunder Trail at Disneyland returned to service this week, and it had a 120-minute wait every day. Because everything new there has a wait. Get it? Thanks. The trail, which will eventually take guests to Star Wars Land, once again connects Fantasyland to Frontierland, making it easier for eBay resellers to buy a Rose Cup and then grab a churro before they leave. That's it. That's all I've got. If you have ever walked through Adventureland at Disneyland, you no doubt know how crazy and congested the single narrow pathway that makes up the land can get. It's like trying to pass a meal from Tony's. Well, after all these years, Disney is finally doing something about it. On June 12th, the Indiana Jones Adventure Outpost and the South Seas Trader stores were closed. And on June 30th, the adjacent Bengal Barbecue will reopen with an indoor seating area using the space from those 2 stores. Merchandise from the stores, meanwhile, will be moved into the existing Adventureland Bazaar shop, likely replacing the nonsensical rubber dinosaur section of the store. Meanwhile, that's a real thing that they had for some reason. Meanwhile, the Tropical Imports fruit stand adjacent to the Jungle Cruise will be closed to become stroller parking for Adventureland, and then Tropical Imports will open in a new location next door to Bengal Barbecue. Finally, Adventureland will be moved to Disney California Adventure so Disneyland can build one large restroom that it so desperately needs. They need just one big restroom. All their bathrooms always have lines.
So tiny.
Yeah. While the people back then didn't have to go as much. While the crowding in the land during the day is a big part of why all this work is happening, the expected crowds entering and exiting through Adventureland for the upgraded Phantasmic show is the main reason why the work is being done. This likely means that we will still have a few weeks until the show returns to Disneyland and the park spontaneously combusts from overcrowding. So enjoy it while you can. E3 was this weekend. It's still going on, actually.
Lots of good stuff.
Big deal. We got a couple of Disney-related E3 stories. The 700th trailer for Kingdom Hearts 3 was released this week. You may remember this game was originally announced on September 22nd, 2011. I'm sorry, that was Avatar. feels that long.
I retired that. Okay.
We've completely missed Michelle dancing. Good job on the cameras, boys. Good job.
I'll just pretend the music's still on.
There you go.
Yeah.
So Square Enix has promised us another look at the game at next month's D23 Expo in Anaheim. Oh boy, another trailer. Yes, that's what we wanted. Another trailer for this game. Anyway, the game still does not have a release date, and now Tom Staggs has been fired over it. Star Wars Battlefront 2 gameplay was shown this week at E3. The game has way more to offer than its predecessor. That's already very clear. Battlefront 1 was, of course, rushed and lacked a number of the expected features it was supposed to have. Basically, the first Battlefront is to Battlefront 2 as Toy Story Land is to Star Wars Land at Hollywood Studios.
I feel like that's an SAT question.
Was rushed and lacked expected features. What a way to end the news. Good job, everyone.
Yeah.
Who brings us the news?
Well, that would be TeePublic, Tom. Don't forget to shop apparel and accessories for Disney fans through WDWNT.com and TeePublic. Just go to WDWNT.com and click the TeePublic ad to shop for hundreds of designs for t-shirts, phone cases, prints, and more, including exclusive WDWNT and WDW News Tonight logo apparel, as well as original creations such as Save Figment, Captain EO Crunch, Seven, IPA, Indigenous Pandora Ale, and more. Make the most of tonight's commercial breaks and stop through our shop. Stop and shop through our extensive collection. TeePublic, an official partner of WDW News Tonight.
Plus, you have 1 day, 14 hours, 20 minutes, and 13 seconds now to pick up that latest limited release t-shirt, Make America Sing Again. And it will ship in time for July 4th. So if you order in the next day in 14 hours, you could have this incredibly patriotic shirt by July 4th. Jason, what's the link to get that shirt directly?
WDWNT.com/store.
There you go. WDWNT.com/store. So we're celebrating Cars Land all night long and Cars. And it's going to be an exciting night. We have Pyramid coming up. A little bit more news, some serious news to talk about when we come back as well. Psychotic comments and much more when we come back on WDW News Tonight. Nearly everyone loves Italian food, but those people who love true, authentic Italian go to Tony's Town Square Cafe. It's because owner and chef Tony Ragu offers home-cooked food from his hometown, Toledo, Ohio. He is 1/8 Italian. Locally sourced Cast Connection freezer items are combined with prepackaged ingredients imported only from the OBT Winn-Dixie, along with mangled recipes from nearly unreadable Buitoni labels. Whether it's quote-unquote pizza or that soup of the day which just hasn't changed in 14 years, taste for yourself at Tony's Town Square, just steps away from that hat store that sells pins. Come taste what the guide map is calling Italian food, only at Tony. And maybe at Portobello.
Did you know that every dollar you put into a piece of real estate makes you money 5 ways? Cash flow, money in your pocket each month. Equity capture, the thousands of dollars you create when you have the right team and buy the right property using the right map. Appreciation, real estate doubles in value about every 10 years. Equity buildup, renters pay down your mortgage each month. And finally, the tax advantage. We pay almost no taxes on our cash flow and capital gains. These are the 5 ways we make money in real estate, which is why real estate accounts for more millionaires in the world today than any other investment vehicle. You should have some real estate in your portfolio. To learn how, attend one of our free workshops. Call 1-866-971-8970 or go to 5wayswemakemoney.com and register for the next available workshop. That's 866-971-8970 or go to 5wayswemakemoney.com.
Buy local, shop local, locally grown or produced. Over the past few years, more and more people have become aware of and interested in not only where they spend their money, but from where their products come. This is Robin Trzynski of the Original Mattress Factory, and since our company was founded over 25 years ago, we have been providing our customers with exactly that, a locally manufactured product from a locally owned and operated company. The Original Mattress Factory was founded on the principle of producing quality mattresses in our own factory and selling them directly to the consumer, right here in Orlando. We take tremendous pride in being able to offer you a great value on quality, hand-built, and locally made mattresses at our everyday low factory direct prices. So for a true local mattress experience, come to our factory and see for yourself. You can also stop by an Original Mattress Factory store near you or visit us at originalmattress.com to see how we make mattresses right here in Orlando.
Welcome back to a special Cars edition of WDW News Tonight. We, of course, are racing your way. Get it? I'm doing all these puns. On 105.5 FM, AM 660 and AM 1520 here in Orlando. We're also live at listen.wdwnt.com, on WDWNT, the app, and on YouTube. Thank you wherever you're joining us for joining us once again. We do have a game coming up. There is a serious piece of news we have to talk about. We obviously didn't put it in the opening of the show because there's not really something to joke about.
While you are talking about this, I'm going to just ask if anyone wants to play the pyramid tonight with us. Cars related pyramid. By the way, can you put the camera on me real quick? I just got to show the prizes here. We have these cool the Emperor Palpatine Sarge car.
They don't sell anymore.
No. We also have some Cars keychains, Cars Land keychains here with the cozy cone and tractor here. We got some Cars related merchandise to give away tonight. 407-774-8255. 407-774-8255 if you want to play the pyramid tonight.
There you go. So today marks the 1-year anniversary of the now infamous alligator attack at Walt Disney World. So Disney came out, they gave the story to the Sentinel. We had been hearing this was going to happen for a while, but we couldn't get any real confirmation, so we never ran with it. But of course, 2-year-old Lane Graves, that was a year ago, that incident. So the family started a foundation, the Lane Thomas Foundation, to honor and support families the way others have supported them. Their foundation's mission is to serve as a beacon of hope in the depths of despair, to create a strong base of support for families in crisis. Disney released a statement from George Kalogridis, the president of Walt Disney World. Quote, to provide continued awareness of the foundation and its mission, we've commissioned an original sculpture of the lighthouse the foundation uses as a symbol of love and hope to be installed on our property this summer. Disney has still not said where exactly this is going to be. There's no signs of it yet. We went and looked around the lagoon last night to see where maybe there were signs of construction or whatever, but nothing quite yet. So we'll see what happens. But they are putting this lighthouse in somewhere on property. They haven't said exactly where. We would imagine it's going to be somewhere around the Seven Seas Lagoon. It makes sense. We'll see what happens. But a lot of people are saying this is a nice thing. Other people are saying, obviously, they believe this was part of whatever settlement was reached, and we'll never really know the whole story, whatever happened behind closed doors. But I think regardless, it's nice that they're remembering someone, whether it was legally required or not. I think it's a nice thing to do, and it's supporting a foundation which these people have started in memory of the child, which I think is a wonderful thing. So more power to them. And obviously we didn't want to joke about that, so we just wanted to get that news out to you. It obviously was a big story that broke last night. And so there you go. Nick, are we getting ready for the pyramid here? How are we doing?
I am looking for more contestants. We do have one, but we need two to play a game. We have a few games to play tonight. 407-774-8255. If you're a Wigs member, we do have a post show tonight, which is fun, and we do plan on playing one game after the normal show, so you guys will get your chance. Not to say you can't call in now, but sure. Wigs members exclusively later on tonight. But this is your chance to get in on the game. 407-774-8255 for some Cars-related prizes.
In the meantime, Jason, you there? Maybe
yes,
not.
I'm here.
We have a bit of an update. The couple updates we want to give you. Of course, we're kicking off our big 10th celebration, our 10th anniversary celebration here at WDWNT is going to be kicking off July 8th. But we also have the big 10th anniversary event here at Walt Disney World coming up. Jason, you have an update of sorts for us on the event.
I do.
We've been waiting for quite some time.
I do. You can hear me now?
Yes.
Excellent. Yes. We have secured some special room rates for the event for those of you who are coming to the event and interested in staying at a Disney resort. These room rates will be published probably early tomorrow morning on the website, and so you can check. Patreon members actually got access to the information today. Because these rooms are limited, we wanted to give Patreon members, our supporters, first crack at the rooms. But we have some rates at All-Star Movies, All-Star Sports, Coronado Springs. We've got the Princess rooms at Port Orleans Riverside.
They're at a really good price too.
So we got rooms in quite a number of places around property. You can add park tickets, you can add the dining plan, you can add the quick service dining plan or the standard dining plan. We've got rooms at Animal Kingdom Lodge, Saratoga Springs. So a lot of information is going to be coming out early tomorrow morning on these room blocks for the event. Of course, if you're an annual pass holder or Florida resident, our agents at Kingdom Consultant may be able to look up and get you better rates for Florida resident rates or annual pass holder rates. But for everyone else, we've got the rates listed, and like I said, check back tomorrow morning for the full information.
There you go. So tomorrow we'll put out the information on that. But for those of you unaware, Jason, can we? You have the schedule there. Is that right under that?
It's right under it. Here it is.
Let's put that up for a second. For those of you unaware, starting September 22nd and rolling through that Tuesday, the 26th, we have our event at Walt Disney World, WDWNT, the 10th anniversary. It's a really big event. We're excited about it. One of the things we're most excited about is WDWNT, the Order of the Seven, which is an 9-hour-long, 4-park-wide game that we've been developing for some time. We're still working on it. It's going to have an app integrated, and it's all kinds of crazy. It is probably the most psychotic and fun game ever devised to be played at Walt Disney World. There's been a lot of them, but we're really looking forward to that. That's most of Saturday. Of course, we got plenty of group rides. We have some really fun group meal events. Of course, the coolest is WDWNT, the Breakfast Volume 2, which is our private catered breakfast inside the lounge at the Living Seas. And so it's a 2-hour event. We're going to play games and have all sorts of surprises there. And it's also an amazing setting surrounded by the giant aquarium. And it's just a really, really cool opportunity. And then we got all kinds of other fun stuff going on, group meets, and we're going to have a special event at the 2 evenings at the Treehouse Villas at Saratoga, which we're going to share more info on soon. So all this great stuff happening at this event. Registration is open now. Jason, where do they go to register for the event?
Just go to events.wdwnt.com.
There you go. We hope to see you there. It's going to be a good time. Very quickly, I want to mention July 8th. On July 8th, we are going to have a 10-hour live show. That is the actual date of the 10th anniversary of WDWNT.com. We always do a live show on that evening to mark the occasion. This is obviously the biggest anniversary for us. It's 10 years. It's a big deal. So 10 hours straight.
Yeah, it's even double digits.
Yes. No one thought we were going to make it 1. Never mind adding a 0 after that. So we're doing a 10-hour live show. It's going to be audio portions, video portions. Somewhere it's both. And as part of that show, we have a couple of really cool things. We're going to be doing a couple of games. The match game. Our first game show will return. Disney, Don't Forget the Lyrics. We are going to have Jeopardy back, and as well, Back to the Future Live, Fire Mountain at the Magic Kingdom. It's going to be an interesting one, to say the least. So more information, the exact hours and everything on that, I'll probably have for you next week. But don't mark your calendar, Saturday, July 8th. We're celebrating 10 years of WDWNT.com, 10 hours straight. It's going to be something special you won't want to miss. It's my understanding now that we are ready to play the pyramid. Nick, take it away.
Heck yeah, we are. We're going to play the pyramid tonight. Cars-themed pyramid. Let's talk to our 2 contestants here tonight. First off, we have Ashley. Good evening, Ashley.
Hi. Good
Hi.
evening.
Now, how big of a Cars fan are you?
Fairly.
Okay, so you know a little bit about the land and the movies?
Yeah.
All right, good. All right, well, let's bring on Mateo. He's your playing partner. Mateo, Ashley didn't sound too confident there, did she?
I'm sorry?
Ashley did not sound too confident there, did she?
Not too confident, but I'm pretty sure we'll make it.
All right. And now, have either of you ever been to Cars Land?
I have not, sadly.
I have not either.
Uh-oh.
So you're going to want to steer towards the movie-related categories we have.
Interesting.
I'll help him pick categories.
No, because, oh, man.
What did you
we
do?
made a new graphic. Usually I give people the categories, so they already have their categories. Is that going to work with our graphic that we have?
Oh, do they already have their categories?
Yeah.
No, it doesn't work with it.
Uh-oh.
Good job. Well, what categories do they
have? They have their things.
What categories do they have?
They have
Michael will get over it.
All right, good.
But
good.
Michael,
I'm
please
so
show
sorry,
them
Michael.
the
your
fancy
thing.
graphic you made that doesn't work for the way we play pyramid. Good job, guys.
No,
from the people that put dice in a tree.
Oh, okay. So kind of okay. So, but they have predestined categories.
Yeah, well, they're already picked, but at least people can see the categories we
All
have.
right. Sorry, guys. We
Hopefully
get these...
you gave them movie categories and not Cars Land. Nope, you didn't. All right. Well, we'll see what we can do.
All right, so we're gonna have Ashley go first. Ashley, I've texted you your six words. So in case you guys don't know how to play the pyramid, you're gonna have 60 seconds on the clock without using any of the words actually on your list that you're trying to get your playing partner to guess. You have to give them clues and have them guess the 6 words on your in your category. So Ashley's gonna go first, and she has the category "Get Your Kicks on Route 66, which is shops and eateries in Radiator Springs." So hopefully Mateo
Well, these
knows.
all exist in the movie also. So
They do. They do, exactly. All right, so Ashley, I'm going to put 60 seconds on the clock. Mateo, are you ready?
I am ready.
All right, Ashley, when you when you start talking, I will start the clock. So go ahead.
Okay. So first clue, where Lightning McQueen sleeps. Sally's Place.
Cozy Corner Motel.
Perfect. The main diner with gas, like the tomato.
Close VA Cafe.
The hippies special blend.
Fillmore's Fuel Place.
I'll take it. Go. That's fine.
Perfect. The Hispanic Painter's Place. Von Dutch.
What was that?
It was Von Dutch. The Hispanic Painter's Place.
Pass.
30 seconds.
Army Guys Clothing and Supplies.
Sarge's Surplus.
the name of the town and the cinnamon sweet treat.
Radiator Springs.
And the Hispanic painter's guy, I'm trying to think.
Ramones.
Tattoos.
We didn't get that. You didn't get that last one. Go back to that last one.
Ramones.
No, you got that. She's got to go back to the last clue, the sixth
Okay.
clue.
So the name of the town and the cinnamon sweet treat.
Oh,
Time's up. Time's up.
Aw.
So you got 5 of them. That's pretty good. That's pretty good. So the last one that she was trying to have you get was Radiator Springs Curios.
Oh, okay.
All right, but
I said churros.
yeah. So
yeah, I was wondering where you're going
Like
for. I was like, they're not
churros.
churros.
So
That's good though. 5.
yeah, we gave you the Ramones House of Body Art and Fillmore's Taste In were the full names of the other ones, but we gave you 5 there. Very good job, guys.
Nick, you sent me churros in the text.
What did I do?
You sent me churros in the text. I couldn't say churros.
You said churros.
No, I took a picture of exactly what's here. I sent her a picture of that.
Oh, curios.
Yeah, Curios. Oops, I just showed the other one for a second.
No, it was blurry.
Yeah. Sorry. All right. Let's
We're
go.
so good at games.
We are. We're great games. Let's go on to our. We try to make them so complicated. Mateo, it is your turn. I'm going to put 60 seconds on the clock. You have six items you need to have Ashley guess here. Now, this category is Piston Cup contenders.
It's a movie category.
It is a movie category. These are names of race cars that compete in the Piston Cup. All right, so you have the name of 6 of the racers that were in the Piston Cup or maybe in the new movie. All right, so we're going to put 60 seconds on the clock. Mateo, when you start talking, I will start the countdown.
Okay, so he's red, 95, and says Kachow.
Lightning McQueen.
He is a previous Piston Cup racer that you can find in Radiator Springs. He's retired.
Doc.
I'll take
Give
it.
it there, yeah.
It's on Hudson Hornet.
The King's actual name, not his nickname, but
Pass for right now.
okay. Lightning McQueen's rival, green mustache.
Check.
Okay.
It's Chick X. Yeah, you got it.
The new car in Cars 3, the Lightning McQueen's new rival.
Storm.
Yeah, I'll take
Storm?
that. Jackson.
The blue car who races for Dinoco.
Is this Dynaco?
10 seconds.
The guy right is at the end of the movie.
Say it again.
The guy Lightning McQueen pushes to the finish line at the end of the movie.
Oh, I'm
All
so
right.
sorry.
You guys did pretty good. What, they get 4?
4, yeah.
All right.
Yeah, so the first one that you passed on was Strip Weathers. And the last one he was looking for was The King.
The King. That's what I was thinking.
All right, so
That's pretty good. 9.
That is 9 total for you guys.
We're gonna see how that holds with our other competitors.
Exactly.
And depending how you guys place tonight, we're gonna send you guys something regardless.
Yeah, 9's very good.
Where you
very
guys
good.
place will determine the size of your prize.
Exactly. All right, so thank you, Ashley and Mateo. Hold on the line for you. I just need some other information from you guys before we let you go. But thank you for playing the Cars related pyramid tonight. I think I tried to give everybody a movie and a a Radiator Springs, and we have some random ones in there too. So anyway, but that's how you play. So 407-774-8255 is the number if you want to play tonight.
Yes, we got two more games, right?
Yes, 2 more games.
Would you like to know who brings you round 1?
Please.
We would love to know that.
More than anything.
Well, round 1 and WDW News Tonight is brought to you by WDW-NT, the app, the official mobile application of WDW News Today. This app brings you all the latest Disney Parks news, podcasts, including WDW News Tonight, streamed right to your mobile device, park hours, videos, as well as the ability to listen and chat live on the go with this very show and many others. Download the app today for iOS, Android, and Amazon devices by searching for WDW-NT or visit WDWNT.com for more information. WDW-NT, the app, bringing the worldwide leader in Disney Parks news anywhere you want it.
Version 0.8 apparently.
Ooh, I need to update.
Why are we
mine.
not even at version 1? How does that happen?
Because that's 10.
Because we wanted to start
That's
at
not
0.7.
1.0.
You start with version 1. You don't start with version 0.
We couldn't
Oh,
start
zero.
Software developer, okay?
Someday we'll have the full app, apparently. We're only at 0.8 of it. Oh, boy.
First world problems, Tom. First world problems.
Nick's taking some calls. In the meantime, I want to remind people, because I am a big Cars fan, I want you all to go see Cars 3, obviously, this weekend. And I will tell you, I did not like Cars 2. Despite how much I love the original Cars and Cars Land, I hate Cars 2. I think it's pretty awful. And I think that most people agree on that. I will tell you, I think Cars 3 is genuinely wonderful. If you want to read my thoughts, and they're spoiler-free, I did not include anything of the plot. I don't ruin the movie for you. I know sometimes Joe gets into some stuff with reviews.
Spoiler
in my Cars 3 review, we stay free of spoilers. Check it out at WDWNT.com, and I'll give you a nice idea of what I thought of the movie. I think it's really fantastic. And people I was with that saw the movie with me who are not huge Cars fans agreed. So I really think you should go see this movie this weekend. I'm terribly excited. I know Nick is also a big Cars fan.
I'm excited.
Nick is also excited. Michelle, are you excited? Do you like Cars or no?
I saw the first one.
Well, that answers that question. Great.
It was cute.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah, I like it. I like it at Art of Animation. I like the whole setup there. But
yeah,
then you'd love DCA.
Yeah,
you would love Cars. Who wouldn't though? Cars
it's so charming.
I'm up for a travel. You know me.
We got to do a WDW News Tonight trip to California.
Whoop whoop.
I got space in the room I'm renting. Come on down for Expo.
Expo's terrible. You don't want to go to Expo.
She doesn't have to
When
go to
is
Expo.
it?
She could just go
I'm
to
going to
Disneyland.
Expo for work. It's not fun.
When is it?
July 14th, 15th, and 16th.
Can't make it.
Oh,
Whatever dates you said,
I know.
No, legitimately that weekend I can't do anything.
That is true. All right. Well, we'll take a quick break. We'll step aside for a second. We'll look for more contestants for the pyramid. We'll be back with psychotic comments. How's that sound? All right. 407-774-8255 if you want to play Cars Theme Pyramid tonight with us.
Hey, I'm Brant. So there's this family, Jeremy and Sharon, and a couple kids, and they're all very healthy, and they did something to save money. They switched from health insurance to MediShare, and then they had a third baby, a little girl named Anya, and she was very sick.
We've had a lot of hospital visits.
A whole week in a children's hospital, CAT scans and blood tests and chemical tests, and I think we saw a dozen doctors. It was all shared.
Yeah, the bills were shared by the other members of MediShare. That's how this works. So get this, they save hundreds a month. They don't have to deal with health insurance companies or government health care plans, and they get to be part of a community that cares.
MediShare has always been there for us and help meet the needs that we have as a family.
It's no wonder this is growing so fast. It is worth looking into. Here's how. Call 844-41-BIBLE. Now, it's available everywhere but Montana. 844-41-BIBLE.
Have you racked up more than $10,000 in credit card debt? Are you barely getting by making minimum payments? You should know the credit card companies are tricking you into thinking there's no way out. Credit card companies would rather you didn't know that there are ways you can become debt-free and you don't have to pay the entire amount you owe. There are debt relief programs that help people like you escape overwhelming credit card debt. National Debt Relief has helped tens of thousands of people just like you reduce more than $500 million of debt. National Debt Relief has helped so many people, they're A+ rated by the Better Business Bureau. You don't have to declare bankruptcy or take out a consolidation loan. You have the right to settle your debt for a mere fraction of what you owe. Reduce a portion of your debt now. Call National Debt Relief at 800-518-4020. 800-518-4020. That's 800-518-4020.
Did you know that every dollar you put into a piece of real estate makes you money 5 ways? Cash flow, money in your pocket each month. Equity capture, the thousands of dollars you create when you have the right team and buy the right property using the right map. Appreciation, Real estate doubles in value about every 10 years. Equity buildup. Renters pay down your mortgage each month. And finally, the tax advantage. We pay almost no taxes on our cash flow and capital gains. These are the 5 ways we make money in real estate, which is why real estate accounts for more millionaires in the world today than any other investment vehicle. You should have some real estate in your portfolio. To learn how, attend one of our free workshops. Call 1-866-971-8970 or go to 5wayswemakemoney.com and register for the next available workshop. That's 866-971-8970 or go to 5wayswemakemoney.com.
Now some folks say that the highway's fine if you want to get from place to place. Man, don't you know y'all take your time, y'all take her at a different pace. If you want to drop it to a spot that swings, take her down the radiator spring. You're tired of touching carburetor.
I'll just listen to the whole song. Welcome back to WDW News Tonight. We're celebrating 5 years of Cars Land. Tomorrow's the anniversary, and as well the release of Cars 3 this Friday. Very exciting week.
And we're playing a Cars themed version of the math game.
What do you mean the math?
Shh, people call in for the math game.
You gonna lie to them and tell them it's the math game?
Yeah.
We have questions, your favorite kind of math questions. We're gonna ask you, like, if a car leaves point A traveling at 66 miles an hour and a car leaves...
You've already confused me. I just
Hey, MIT guys, drop some math problems based on cars real quick.
Yo, MIT, drop me that sick math beat.
That's the best yet.
We're gonna make math cool. It's like Schoolhouse Rockin'.
Yes. Mathletes.
It's actually a combo math and map game all in one.
The map game.
What was the thing in school where you would like play trivia? What was it called? It was like you would go up against other teams and there was math involved.
Quiz Bowl.
Quiz Bowl, yes.
We didn't even have Quiz Bowl.
And Mathletes.
And Mathletes. Yeah, I said Mathletes.
Mathletes, yep.
Mathletes, which explains all of our cholesterol.
I have good cholesterol.
Well, yes, that didn't include you. Needless to say.
Meanwhile, I just ate a bag of Doritos.
You ate a whole bag of Doritos. They were Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2 Doritos, in fairness.
All right, so while we wait for people to call in to play the math map game that takes place on the pyramid and it's Cars themed, 407
and you have to choose your own ending.
No. 407-774-8255.
Got a lot of Cars fans. They're breaking down the doors to call in and play this game.
Let's take a trip down Route 66 to the wonderful world of psychotic comments.
It's still here after all these years.
Okay. I gotta find them. Well, I put them out of order. So
this is our best show yet. Good job, everyone.
Okay. New modern style value resort rooms debut at Disney's Pop Century Resort. Sven says, looks like IKEA made a fortune off the redesign.
It does look a little IKEA-ish.
Very IKEA-ish. Yeah. The market at Ale and Compass opens, bringing counter service to Disney's Yacht Club. Andrew says, LOL. I love how I read both this and easywdw.com. And, you know, they nearly have the same photos. Josh even references Tom. They are like a Disney blogger power couple.
Aww.
We are.
So sweet. Disneyland finally remodeling Adventureland to deal with crowding issues. Several locations closing or moving. Judy A says, hang on. Finally, something is being done about the overcrowd. Go Disney! Now, work on more affordable prices for the families. She wrote it in all caps, so I had to do that. And
they can't afford more affordable prices because they have to remodel these stores.
Well, and Jeff said lowering prices would just lead to more overcrowding.
Sorry, Judy. Hey.
Judy.
Stupid Judy. Stupid energy.
Oh.
Wow. Oh,
Just don't write in all
if Nick
caps.
has landed a joke, it's definitely time to end the show.
That's it, folks. We're calling it a night. Oh, well, would you like this giant long stretch about Walt Disney Company takes full ownership of Disneyland Paris?
This is the best part, yes.
That one Disneyland Paris fan says.
That's not even the joke. But maybe it is.
He's legitimately the only one. He's like Tigger. He's the only one.
T-I-double-G-R. Okay. He says, or she, you don't know. I hope this means that they will redo the Studios Park from its original theme of concrete.
That's being really, really nice to that part.
Pierre Escargot.
What did Pierre Escargot say?
Yeah, everyday French.
Yeah. Sensational. Passionante. I don't know.
Did we translate it? Do we know what he said?
Which means I can hardly contain my excitement. This will certainly solve all the problems that have plagued this park since its opening. Better late than never, is it not? What about a brave little toaster attraction too?
That was my favorite. He wrote "Brave Little Toaster" in French. I appreciate you,
distance.
whoever you are, Pierre.
Pierre Escargot.
In your bathtub with your yellow rain jacket.
Andrew, in response to a comment about someone asking for a U.S. representative to help them while in Disneyland Paris, says, I went to the Louis Vuitton store in NYC and asked for a French representative because the American employees could not pronounce the brand right. How do you say Louis Vuitton?
Louis Vuitton.
Louis.
I want one of them Louis Vuittons.
I'll take a Lois.
Vuitton.
Mom. Lois. Ronald says, I went to McDonald's and asked for a French representative because my French fries weren't crispy enough. Way to go, Ronald, at McDonald's.
Ronald. Very
They're
fishy.
freedom fries.
Very fishy.
Now
Maybe
I-
even Haddle fishy.
Oh!
Now I assume this next one has something to do with that. Tom will probably understand this one. I think. I don't know because I don't.
There's a
The
paddlefish.
screen just went black.
It's a paddlefish.
Oh,
It's definitely a paddlefish.
my internet is slow, I guess.
We're running out of time. Hurry up.
Mark Calloway says in response to, okay,
Go ahead.
that's not even the joke yet. So review Cars 3 accelerates where Cars 2 did not. Rare sequel greater than the first. Mark Calloway says, don't let this positive review distract you from the fact that in 1998, The Undertaker threw mankind off Hell in a Cell and plummeted 16 feet through an announcer's table.
What does that
Did
mean?
happen. It's a ref. Mark Calloway is the real name of the guy who played The Undertaker. That was his real name.
The guy that drove
was-
that one truck?
So is this just random, or did it reference
Isn't The
something?
Undertaker a big truck that crushes other cars?
No, it's a wrestler.
He did have there was a truck named after.
Oh, that's right.
I don't know
Monster
anything about.
Yeah, I thought this was
Yeah.
monster truck
Yeah.
stuff.
No, it's wrestling.
All right, we
That's
gotta
why
save the rest for either later in the show or next week because we're out of time this hour.
If there's good ones, we need to come back.
All right, there are good ones. I saved the best for last.
Hey, well, we'll be back with more WDW News tonight. Second hour coming up.
St. Louis, John from Missouri, Oklahoma City looks so pretty, you see. Amarillo, Gallup, New Mexico, Flagstaff, Arizona, don't forget Winona, Kingsman, Barstow, San
Celebrating 50 years as Apopka's hometown station. 1520 WBZW. Apopka, Orlando. Community events, financial news, weather, traffic, and more.
A service of Salem Media Group.
Breaking news this hour from townhall.com. I'm Keith Peters.
Standing here in the midst of one another that reminds us that even in the face of violence, even in the face of tragedy, that love and grace will triumph.
That's the sound of a clergyman in Alexandria, Virginia this evening, welcoming participants to an outdoor community prayer vigil near where several people, including a Republican congressman, were shot early this morning. Both President Trump and Vice President Mike Pence are reported to have visited the bedside of House Majority Whip Steve Scalise, who is critically injured in that attack. Alexandria Police Chief Mike Brown says the videos of the shooting and witness accounts revealed dozens of shots fired.
Quite frankly, it was not only chaotic, but it was a combat situation. And that's something that law enforcement is trained to do. Our officers are trained to do. I'm very proud of the officers at APD and the officers from the Capitol Police who stood their ground and did their job.
The gunman was identified as 66-year-old James Hodgkinson of Belleville, Illinois. He was believed to be a strident anti-GOP activist who is a member of a Facebook group entitled Terminate the Republican Party. Former New Mexico Governor Bill Richardson says there should be an investigation into what happened to an American college student who was imprisoned in North Korea and then was returned to his home state of Ohio in a coma.
Why was he in a coma for a year? He's a healthy 22-year-old. Were there some beatings, torture? We don't know. The North Koreans need to come clean, but that doesn't mean they're going to do that because they're an isolated society.
Otto Warmbier was in a coma when he landed in Cincinnati late Tuesday. The 22-year-old University of Virginia student was taken by ambulance to a hospital. His parents say they were told he had been in a coma for more than a year. A hospital spokeswoman hasn't provided an update on his condition. More on these stories at townhall.com.
You may remember that back in 1998, the largest tobacco companies in the USA were sued for using false advertisements and manipulating scientific research. These tobacco companies agreed to a master settlement agreement where a minimum of $206 billion was to be awarded to victims, as well as 46 state municipalities. What you may not know is that you could personally claim a tax-free portion of this money, around $2,300 per month in perpetuity, tax-free whether you have ever smoked or not. Interested in getting in on this opportunity? Money Map Press contributor Keith Fitzgerald has created a master settlement presentation that you can attend free. Just call 800-282-3487 in the next 90 minutes and leave an email address, and we will send you a free pass to this presentation. It's time that Big Tobacco paid the piper so that Americans like you, who have been footing the bill for increased insurance costs, will finally benefit. Call 800-282-3487, then get ready to learn how you can collect thanks to the Big Tobacco settlement. 800-282-3487.
Welcome back to WDW News Tonight. We are live. Thank you for joining us as always. Coming up on next week's show, I'm sure we have something on next week's show. Next week, it's the stupid map game. The map game.
No way.
Yeah, the map. Have the map next week.
It's everyone's favorite game.
And other stuff, but the map game.
Wait, so we're playing the map game this hour? Call us, 407-774-8255 for wonderful Cars-themed prizes.
So, yeah, that and more next week. But, Michelle, who brings us
Carsland keychains that you can't get anywhere. It has the Cozy Cone Motel in there.
There is cool Carsland
Get the Shoe
stuff.
Well
Got the toy
keychain. Yeah, Tom won't even let me give out the cooler ones because he wants to save them for the live show. I think that would get people to call in because they're
Not for
pretty
the live show.
cool
I'm
toys.
saving those for the 10th anniversary of that.
Which is not Cars.
Wait, that's
themed.
Star Wars.
You know,
I know.
fine. Hold on. I'm going to go in there.
What? Are we doing it? Let's offer it and see if people call.
Keep the camera on, Nick.
Keep the camera on there.
Okay. This is the hunting
Should
for
shave
the
today.
good stuff.
Yep. No, over here. Right there.
How about we give away flying tires?
Yeah.
Remember these?
You could turn these on. Air shoots out the bottom and they hover. So you don't know which way to turn it either. And they float and then woo, 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 and you can push them around and you knock down the
They're
code.
really neat.
And I like the sticker on. The sticker makes it kind of collectible because it's like
it says it's from the opening.
yeah.
So then
It's
you
like-
can't
It
use
has
it
the
because you got to
shiny
keep it as a
Carsland is
collectible.
coming.
Carsland, start your engines 2012.
Vroom.
Call
What's
to
the phone
see-
number?
I upgrade the prize for you guys. 407-774-8255. See, this is cool. This is what you got to do. You got to hold out and see if the prizes get better.
I'm still holding out for that MGM Studios mug.
Anyway, Michelle, why don't you earn yourself a mug and tell us who brings us WDW News Tonight each and every week?
Well, WDW News Tonight is brought to you by Kingdom Consultant Travel. Since 2005, Kingdom Consultant Travel has been specializing in Walt Disney World, Disneyland, Disney Cruise Line, Alani, and Adventures by Disney luxury guided tours. They also book beyond the kingdom to every destination you can dream of. Kingdom Consultant Travel gives you concierge service without charging a booking fee and offer payment plans to suit your needs. To book your next magical vacation, call Kingdom Consultant Travel at 1-866-566-7858 today or visit kingdomconsultant.com. And remember, consultant is spelled with a K. You dream it, they book it.
That's the way I always spell consultant.
We didn't finish our trip to the wonderful world of psychotic comments. Let's head on back.
Ooh,
Michelle,
it's about to get really good, folks. All right, rumor. Walt Disney World's Disney dining plan adding alcoholic and specialty beverages in 2018. Jedwa says, how many credits does it take to drink around the World Showcase? I don't know. It's a good question. Benjamin says, does anyone know if vegan-friendly beverages will be included? And Hugh Jass says, yes, water is included.
Michelle was so scared of that one.
Well, because I read that.
Oh, no, it could have went horribly wrong. Yeah.
Okay.
Like the rest of the show.
Teleconsultants with the K.
Disney and Pixar Short Film Festival at Epcot closing next week for refurbishment. Cindy says, I saw where there is going to be a special summer presentation of Pixar films. Maybe that's what it is. WDWNT, the fanboy, says, yeah, I think if that was going to happen, Tom would have already broke the story weeks ago.
Oh.
Wow.
Fanboy sticking up for you there, Tom.
We should have a new segment. Who loves Tom? Joking. The answer's everyone. Hey, not that way. About to get bioluminescent in here.
Oh, God.
I can't even look right. Okay.
What's an Ozobot? They fight the Decepticons. I know.
What the hell are you talking about?
This is the worst
And
show.
then-
Please
and then
continue.
Bob
Oh my
Chapek
God.
flies in.
You a transformer? Is that what you're talking?
Sure.
All right.
Transform into a human.
Epcot introducing Frozen Ever After dessert party with fireworks viewing and after close attraction ride. He's still laughing.
He ruins the later jokes because he decides to laugh halfway
'Cause he's
through
so delayed.
the next thing we're into.
I didn't know him better.
He's an Ozobot.
Let's just like pause for a moment while Nick cries it out, laughs it out.
I'm okay. Oh, my goodness.
All right. Back to Epcot introducing Frozen Ever After dessert party with fireworks viewing and after close attraction ride. Marty McFly says, guys, I just came back from the year 2027. They have a new dessert party. It's the aliens have taken over and enslaved the Earth dessert party. After guests enjoy a spread of delectable desserts, drinks, and the nightly death ray show, they will be whisked over to have their brains probed with little to no weight. The price will be 73,844 Centaurian credits per Earthling, or 2,387 Centaurian credits less than a Disney After Hours ticket.
Of course.
I'm glad he did that translation for us.
Yeah, that really
Conversion,
helps.
yeah.
Thanks, Marty. Thumbs up.
Now something's got to be done about your kids.
The kids, Marty, the kids. Melanie B says, wow, a mere $250 for a couple with 2 kids to have dessert. Then watch a show and ride a ride that are included with price of regular admission. It's like I can almost feel Mickey's hand reaching into my pocket right now. For that
Mickey's
price.
glove is bioluminescent.
Oh my. Anyways. Oh my. Okay. For that price, you could buy 5 of those Pandora dragon things.
Dragon thing.
Pandora dragon things.
They're banshees. You all know what they are. Let's stop it.
And Reginald Fairfield says, are you saying the rich don't have families? My children, Muffy and Buffy, would be heartbroken if they thought that we were not a true family. I have half a mind to have the maids Skype them right now and tell them that I love them, but it's currently the middle of the night at their Swiss boarding school, and I wouldn't dream of interrupting them while they're hyperbaric sleep chambers. Okay. Arendelle.
Yeah, shallow and pedantic.
Arendelle, accountant says, let it go. Let it go. Let your money go, that is, into our coffers.
Wow.
Comic book guy says, worst Frozen joke ever.
Nice.
And drum roll for this one. That's good. Thank you. An entire pavilion dedicated to Star Wars Land coming to the D3 Expo 2017, full model on display. Courtney says, so glad we will be able to preview the new Bob Chapek 3.0 model. After seeing the Na'vi shaman at Pandora, I can imagine how lifelike it will look. There you go.
We got people in the chats making.
That is the wonderful world of psychotic comments, folks.
Good stuff.
We still don't have anyone to play Pyramid, do we?
Why are people in the chat chatting but not playing Pyramid?
They don't want to play Pyramid. I don't know
That's
why.
all right.
It's because nobody knows anything about cars.
Did we already talk about who the comments are brought to you by?
No, who brings us the wonderful world of psychotic?
I'm so glad you asked.
Yeah.
The wonderful world of psychotic comments is brought to you by WIGS, the WDW-NT Interglobe Society. Support WDW-NT and get early and exclusive access to content that you just can't find anywhere else, including post shows for WDW News Tonight. Do we have one of those?
We have one tonight, yes.
We do.
So just for $2, you can get in on that.
Beginning at $2 a month. Right now, you can also get discounted registration and access to special events at WDWNT, the 10th anniversary. For more information, go to patreon.com/WDWNT or visit WDWNT.com and click the Patreon link. Join the WIGs and help make WDWNT happen through Patreon.
Yes, if you're thinking to yourself, man, this is great. I want another half hour of this garbage.
Another half hour of Nick laughing.
You get another half hour of this. Hooray. I'll tell you what, we're going to come back. If somebody happens to call at 407-774-8255, we'll play Pyramid. If not, we are going to have our in-depth discussion, and we're going to talk some Cars Land when we come back on News Tonight.
This is a special notice to all U.S. taxpayers. If you owe the IRS or state back taxes and cannot afford to pay them back, there's good news. Due to the financial hardship many are facing in today's economy, the IRS has made it easier to settle delinquent tax problems through a federal program called the Fresh Start Initiative. Qualifying for this program will resolve your tax problem, end all collections, and possibly reduce your back taxes by up to 90%. If you are facing wage garnishments, liens, bank levies, audits, or payroll taxes, it's not too late. Your circumstances may qualify you for this special program, protecting your savings and your assets. If you owe the IRS or state back taxes and cannot afford to pay them back, there's no need to worry anymore. Call the hotline at Victory Tax Solutions to see if you qualify and potentially save thousands. For this free information, call 800-222-1963. 800-222-1963. That's 800-222-1963.
Disney Princess cereal again. This doesn't appeal to me at all.
Well, I love it. Go eat your pirate cereal.
Someone should go redesign this. I want a cereal for the entire family.
Settle down, kids. Now, what are you two arguing about?
Scott won't eat the Disney Princess cereal like me.
Hold on. I may have a cereal we'll all enjoy.
What's that?
It's the homing bacon. That can only mean one thing.
Captain EO!
Hey kids, why don't you try some of my cereal, Captain EO Crunch?
Well, that sounds great for the whole family.
Every bowl of Captain EO Crunch is filled with colorful marshmallows and toasted oat-based pieces. Shabam!
All right, let's have some Captain EO Crunch.
Looks delicious.
You're not only going to see it, kids, but you're going to taste it.
This marshmallow is shaped like fuzzball.
This one's shaped like the Supreme Leader. Yum, that's good.
You think me delicious?
The Supreme Leader!
You do have the gift, don't you?
Yes, I do. Each box comes with a gift, a little plastic space instrument.
Look, the milk is turning chocolate.
And now it's turning white again.
That's right, kids. We're here to change the color of your milk over and over and over again.
Wow! Hey, my cereal's gone. Where'd it go?
I think I ate it.
Hooter!
Captain EO Crunch is just another part of your balanced breakfast. Captain EO Crunch, available at supermarkets throughout the Mesa Verde area. Cereal not for children under the age of 18.
If you're struggling with hair loss or thinning hair, if your hairline is receding, well, it's time to look for a solution. And we've got one for you. It's time to meet Dr. Marco Brusco, the founder of Tempest Hair Restoration and one of the most respected hair transplant surgeons right here in Central Florida. With Dr. Brusco, you'll get personal one-on-one care and be told the truth about hair restoration procedures. Call Dr. Brusco now for your free personal consultation. 877-877-5200 or go online right now to hairdoctorflorida.com. If you're struggling with hair loss or thinning hair, if you want the truth about hair restoration procedures, it's time to meet Dr. Brusco. Call Tempest Hair now for your free personal consultation. 877-877-5200 or go to hairdoctorflorida.com. 877-877-5200 or go to hairdoctorflorida.com. Let Dr. Brusco help restore and preserve what you've been given. Don't fight this battle alone. 877-877-5200 or go to hairdoctorflorida.com.
JP Morgan is now holding a record 55 million ounces of silver. Goldman Sachs and HSBC recently purchased 7.1 tons of physical gold. What do these fat cat bankers and mega money managers know that you don't? They're expecting another financial crisis, and over time, gold and silver win. Silver is trading below its production costs and is predicted to double by 2020. At Capital Gold Group, we offer gold and silver for direct delivery. Plus, our specialty is IRA rollovers for the ultimate in IRA security. Be one of the first 20 callers today to receive our free gold and silver buying guide. Capital Gold Group is A+ rated with a Better Business Bureau. So call now and see what investing in gold and silver can do for you. Call now, 800-430-7568, 800-430-7568, 800-430-7568. That's 800-430-7568.
Welcome back to WDW News Tonight, celebrating 5 years of Cars Land and the release of Cars 3 this week. Hooray, Cars. Everybody's favorite movie.
I wonder where, I'd like to know where, like, if you took a really wide survey, like, do you think that would be middle of the road for, like, overall, or would it be
Middle of
bottom?
the road.
Sorry.
I think it'd be pretty low on the Pixar list.
Do you think it'd be after halfway point if, like, you took a massive, like, you know, survey?
I do.
Oh, wow.
I mean, unless you ask like little boys.
Yeah, I mean, what Cars did that no other franchise did, it was the only film franchise in history to have growing merchandise sales between the first and second movie. That's never happened before. Like, usually you at least have a lull in the middle, like between the movies, but after Cars came out year after year, they sold more and more merchandise. People wanted more and more Cars stuff. It's the only film franchise in history that's done that. I mean, Star Wars, obviously, merchandise sales increased decades later, but Cars, it was those years between 1 and 2, it just kept going up, which doesn't happen.
Did 2 make make a decline, or did they keep going up because people still wanted the merchandise even with the poor
There was
performing
definitely a
movie?
decline after 2, but Cars merchandise has still sold huge. Yeah, I mean, it's still it's had a, think about it this way, Cars has had a section in the toy aisle at every major retailer since 2006, and it has never lost it.
That's true.
That's profound. You have to think about the brands that manage to hold continuous retail space in stores you think about Star Wars and Marvel's like a whole. It's not just a single film series. Marvel is a whole bunch of different.
But do you think that's attached to the movies, or do you think it's because they're cars? And
I think part of it's definitely
die-cast
cars, but I
yeah.
think kids also love the movies. Like I think kids love those characters. I think based on like I mean, talking cars had been done before, but I mean, the only thing I mean, Cars obviously has stuck with people. So why didn't all the cars with faces that have come before it stick around? You know, Susie the little blue coupe and all that kind of stuff. You know,
what was the talking beetle?
Herbie.
Herbie the love
didn't
bug.
talk though, or have a face.
Mr. Ed.
Mr. Ed was a horse.
Mr. Ed meets Herbie, and then you got Cars. There you go.
Do we have 2 contestants, or we still have just one?
Just one.
You know what? Let's do this.
What? What are we bringing them on?
I'll give the clues then, and we'll see if he can get all 6. How about that? He or she. Who do we have called?
Gracious of you. This is Wigs member Tyler calling in.
Hey.
Hello, Tyler. Thank you for being a Wigs member.
Yeah, you're welcome.
So, he knows the Mater one. So you have to pick a different. You can pick whichever one you want to go.
Oh, let's pick this one's my favorite. Then let's do the next one.
All right, very good.
So the category is going to be It's a Conenza.
So you're gonna play with Tom, Tyler.
Tyler, have you been to Cars Land?
I'll try not to embarrass myself.
Have you been to Cars Land?
I have never been to Disneyland.
Okay, great. Let's go with a different category. Let's go.
Have you seen the Cars movies?
I have seen Cars 1 and the large majority of the shorts, and I worked at Disney Store in Seoul, sold so many of those toys.
Tom, can we let him choose the category?
Road trip.
All right, road trip.
All right, road trip. Road trip is going to be places visited in everyone's favorite movie, Cars 2. These are going to be places that are visited over the course of the film Cars 2.
All right.
I'm going to be giving you the clues. We're going to see if in 60 seconds we can get all of these.
All right, 60 seconds on the clock. You ready, Tyler?
Oh, God, no, but let's do it anyway.
Excellent.
All right, this is a country. You might find gondolas there. In Venice, maybe?
Portacosa?
No, in Venice.
Yeah, he got it. That's actually
all right, fine. That's fine. It's Italy.
Hey!
Yeah. There's a Disneyland here. And it's Japanese.
Oh, Tokyo.
Yep. Big Ben.
London.
30 seconds.
Eiffel Tower.
Paris.
This used to be at the end of the Maelstrom attraction. The final scene had a bunch of these.
Norway?
No, it's a structure. They were in the final scene.
Oil rigs.
That's right. And then a little town on Route 66 where everybody lives.
Radiator Springs.
Yeah! I love that I get to give Maelstrom.
That was a great question. I mean, the questions that you were giving were good.
Yeah.
So there you go. So we're going to send you something.
Hooray.
You got all 6. You win something. Nick will get your address and everything.
All right. Well, good job, Tyler.
Thank you for playing, Tyler.
You're a Wigs member. I do have your information, so I will get in touch with you. Thank you very much, Tyler. So there you go. It's as easy as that. Hopefully, Tyler will stay tuned for the post show as well. All Wigs members are entitled to that if you're on the $2 or more level. Which
Get
I think
a half
is
hour
that everything?
interactive post show.
Is there a $1 level?
No, 2 is the lowest.
Oh, okay. So everybody,
our lowest levels are 2, 5, and 7.
7.
Yeah,
7.
So if you're a Wigs member, you got the post show.
Yes,
Okay.
correct. Yeah, any level. We give you those 2 post shows a month. It's a great deal. And we're going to have a bunch of new live stream shows on there fairly soon. Patreon launched a whole bunch of new features. Very excited.
I'm just entertaining
She's
myself.
entertaining yourself. This isn't even a show anymore.
I know.
Did Nick get another phone call?
Yeah,
now
he's on the
everyone,
phone.
Now everyone wants to play. Now that it's not, you have to play with another caller.
Tom, it's all about you.
All right.
Everybody wants to.
Tom, Katie wants to play the
All
pyramid.
right.
Hey, good evening, Katie.
Hey,
Hey, where are you calling in from?
Pittsburgh.
Pittsburgh.
Yay, PA.
Yay.
Michelle, you used to live in that area, right?
Yep.
Not in Pittsburgh. Have you lived in Pittsburgh?
No, my dad's from Monroeville.
Oh, okay.
Oh, nice.
Now that we've established where everybody's from, we can play the game.
All right, excellent. All right,
Are you familiar with Cars Land?
No, not really. Never been.
We gotta look for some movie stuff then. How about we do the like Tomater but without the tuh?
Yes, I love that category.
Yes, this category is going to be reasons to call for Mater because he's a tow truck.
Okay.
These are going to be reasons you might need to call good old Tomater.
Okay.
Are you ready? You know how the game's playing.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
So Nick, you're going to start the clock.
60 seconds on the clock. Yep.
There's 4 of these on your car, and if one blows out, you have a
flat tire.
Yep. Your car isn't going anymore because you're out of
out of gas.
Yep.
Engine dead.
That's good. You hit something.
Accident.
Yep. All the electric stuff in the car is not working because
battery's dead.
Yep.
Yeah.
It's not moving.
Car's dead. Out of gas.
No, it just can't move. Maybe it's wedged
in a rut.
Traffic. I don't.
The wheels are spinning.
20 seconds.
Stuck in mud.
Yes. We're just looking for stuck. Got too hot.
Overheated radiator.
Take it.
All right.
That's fine.
Excellent job.
I said out of, but it's all
yeah,
right.
you did.
She still got it.
She got it. Great job. Great job.
PA strong.
All right. Hold on the line. I'm going to get your information. We'll send you out a cool Cars prize pack. All right.
Awesome. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks for playing. There you go.
That's it. That's the
The
game.
rest of you will play during our post show. We're going to take a break, or we want to get right into this discussion, Nick?
Let's get right into the discussion.
All right. Let's bring on the illustrious panel then. We're going to be celebrating 5 years of Cars Land with a little discussion about it, its impacts on the industry, things of that sort. Of course, me and Nick are here. Jason Diffendahl.
Hey, howdy,
as
hey.
always, somehow in the same room as I. Again.
Spooky.
Is the cup there? Is the Groot cup there? No.
No. Do you have your Groot cup?
No, I don't.
No. Well, I don't have mine either.
I think if you move that mic, it would be there, though.
It's not. No, it's not. See?
Oh, no, there it is. I see it.
You don't see anything.
There's the Groot cup.
There's nothing over there.
Also joining us, California reporter Connor Przicki. Joining us for the first time in a long time. How's it going, Connor? You're muted.
Yay, Connor. Hi, everybody.
No,
I'm Connor.
We'll come back to Connor. We'll figure it out.
Hi.
So, there you go. He's got it.
Okay.
How's that podcast break coming along?
I emailed you, jerk.
He did. Jason emailed you back.
No, he didn't. I never got anything.
Jason, they're in the Dropbox.
They're in the Dropbox.
Jerk. Anyway,
moving on.
Let's get to this, segment. We're talking about Cars Land, believe it or not. Oh, Ron Deanna's here. I didn't even see Ron there. How's it going, Ron?
Hello, hi, everyone.
What's that mug?
It is Black Widow.
Oh, Black Widow. There you go. Very cool. All right. So Cars Land celebrating 5 years tomorrow. This was obviously a very big deal when it opened. It was the pinnacle of the massive over $1 billion expansion of California Adventure, aiming to fix the Disneyland Resort. Obviously, the Disneyland Resort, attendance-wise, resort hotel occupancy-wise, pricing-wise, doing much better now than it was 5 years ago. So this may be kind of a dumb question, but was Cars Land the right decision for the Disneyland Resort?
Sure was.
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of hard to argue that, right? It kind of not that the rest of the expansion didn't get the ball rolling, but from the moment this opened, I mean, even just beyond the boundaries of Disneyland Resort, I think about my early trips and how many of the hotels right around the Disneyland Resort, the non-Disney hotels, were kind of junky prior to 2012 and in the 5 years since.
Even that one there down the road from the Disneyland Hotel was kind of junky.
Eden Rock.
No, Disneyland Hotel.
Paradise Pier.
Yeah, that one's still kind of junky. But like the Eden Rock, I remember like the first time we stayed there was like blood stains on the wall. And now it's been remodeled and it's $150 a night. It's unbelievable the impact that's happened since the opening of Cars Land out there. I mean, Connor, obviously you live there, so you've seen it firsthand.
Yeah, well, there's no doubt that Cars Land was absolutely a great decision for the park, and it absolutely had an effect on the resort as a whole. But I can't say it was a good decision. I can't say it was the best decision because I don't know what other options were on the table. Of course, we know rumors of what was proposed for proposed for the DCA makeover. Was it a good idea? Yeah, but I'm sure there's better ideas out there as far as Cars Land. I mean, this is looking in retrospective to looking back at Cars Land now, and being a local who I go probably once a month at the least. I don't spend a lot of time in Cars Land. It's just not something I do personally. And I know a lot of other locals who do not spend a lot of time in Cars Land. Why that may be, I do not know. So when it comes to saying if it was the best decision, I don't know. It was a good decision.
I think it's because locals are adverse to lines, and Cars Land still has lines.
Not even. No. When I do go on the Cars Land, I can usually walk on Luigi's now, which was when it opened. Of course, was a nightmare. Of course, it's like a seat ticket. It's not going to do much. Mater's is always a walk on if you're not there in the middle of the day. Racers, of course, is not ever going to be under an hour. Same thing with Test Track. But I don't know. It's a weird dynamic with Cars Land and DCA. It's just that park was always in such a weird place before Cars Land, and to have it now, and it's kind of like a more Disney centric park. I don't know. It's a weird gray area.
They might now want to say, "Hey, we have Marvel and Star Wars. We could have used that plot for that." But I think it's still a great choice. It works so well. It's something unique. It's something that still feels California more than Marvel,
California,
and Star Wars do, so it fits better in that park.
Yeah.
And it's I've only been out there once, but of the 4 days I was at the resort, I think I spent over half my DCA time just in Cars Land.
I still spend a tremendous amount of time in Cars Land, but I mean, I may not be the best example. Jason, you're not a fan of the films, but I know every time we end up going out there, you're with me for all that time in Cars Land. You don't seem to have a problem with it.
So that's kind of interesting, and I thought about that a lot for tonight's show. We actually spent a lot of time in California Adventure overall compared to Disneyland this last trip. Yeah. And a lot of it was in Cars Land. I love Rollickin' Roadsters. That's like my favorite attraction ever, almost. And I see Connor smiling, and I'm not sure why he's smiling so much.
I completely agree. Just remember, we were there was it the first weekend when we were there?
Yeah. Yes.
And we were just like a bunch of idiots, just all these.
We were. It was so much fun.
Again and again. Yes. It was so much fun, and it's a very small little fun ride. It's nothing big. It's nothing to wow. It's quaint.
It's charm, and we're not at this part of the conversation yet. I love Pandora, but it doesn't have charm. Pandora's all wow and no charm, and Cars Land has that wow. The mountain range is most definitely that wow. But then because Cars Land is based on this draws these memories of road trips and Route 66 and this Americana nostalgia. All of Cars Land draws so much nostalgia, and it touches. There's something for everybody there. I think about whether if you love Motown music, flows and the diner setting might appeal to you. But then there's sort of, the curio shop is kind of like an old antique store. There's kind of a little representation of everything of the California car culture and Ramones, with the customizing the cars and lowriders and things of that sort. I just think Radiator Springs setting is so diverse and draws upon so many different personalities and then that nostalgia that it's hard for people not to make a connection somewhere in that land, as opposed to Pandora, where it's an alien planet, so it's kind of hard to make that connection. I think what people mostly do just because the ride is so damn good. Flight of Passage is the only reason people are really making a connection with Pandora. But Cars, I think it comes from a lot of different places.
And you asked initially, was Cars Land the right decision for DCA, and at that point in time, DCA had absolutely zero charm. In fact, I think DCA was like sucking some of the charm out of Disneyland. It was so devoid of charm. And Cars Land gave it that charm. So DCA needed that in a very bad way, and Cars Land delivered. And I think that's a lot of the reason why we spent more time in DCA this trip, and why we spent a lot of that time in Cars Land, is because it makes DCA a legitimate Disney park versus what it was before.
Yeah.
And I think now that some of the other rides have been replaced or rethemed or whatever to make things maybe a little more charming, it's definitely getting there. It was the jump start.
I don't know if charming is the word.
Well,
permission breakout. I don't think that's the intent there, though. So I'm okay.
No. I mean, like Silly Symphony Swings kind of thing.
Well, yeah, like the pier needed charm.
Yeah. Yes.
I don't know what you're talking about, Jason. I connected with Bountiful Valley Farm on a level that you just can't understand.
I miss me some Sam Andreas shakes.
And those chicken nuggets.
I believe you did. Yes. But yeah, no, I think certainly it was a great choice to put into DCA. It connected well with it. It also bridged the theme from the original theme of DCA of being California, and then you've got the California car culture theme, and it bridged that theme to sort of the new DCA.
Yeah.
It did a nice job with that. It sort of let people connect the old and the new.
Yeah, and I think Cars Land is a good blueprint, and I know I'm probably going to get hate mail for this, but I think Cars Land is a good blueprint for where Epcot needs to go, where they found an IP that connected to the theme. I mean, and in multiple ways. Again, not only car culture, but Route 66. That's a big part of the history of California. I mean, so it does have a Disney IP attached to it, but at the same time, it fits the theme really, really well. And sure, you could argue maybe it's supposed to be Arizona or whatever, but it very much could be a place in California. There's certainly, and Connor, from living out there, there are places that look a lot like Cars Land out in California, out by Barstow, which is mentioned in the song Route 66. So I'm not saying Cars Land needs to go in Epcot. That's not my point. My point is you could do a good job of tying IPs into theme as long as you take the time to make it the right IP.
And I think Finding Nemo in the Living Seas is a perfect example.
Yeah, could that be done better? Absolutely, but at least theme-wise, I don't think it's the worst thing.
It fits. Yes.
And what we saw with what's the new ride, the Tokyo, it's the Nemo ride.
Oh, the Sea Rider.
Yeah, that one just took that Living Seas theme and kind of pumped it up to 11.
That would be real great if they put that. Real great if they put that in Epcot, wouldn't it?
It'd be real great for the great ride. Oh, I don't know. I haven't written it. It doesn't look great.
Yeah, we'll see. But yeah. So I think it definitely had to be the right decision. I mean, it made Disneyland Resort more of a vacation destination where I think they still primarily have a local audience, but I think way more people from far away visit Disneyland Resort since they built this very unique, very big project. People felt like they had to go see it,
It rounded off DCA as a full day park, and it definitely needed it.
Well, that and World of Color together, I think, did absolutely.
Well, I mean, all of those additions needed to happen. They fixed the entrance with Buena Vista Street. They fixed Paradise Pier and made it less garbage. They put World of Color in. They built a Mermaid, and they opened Cars Land. I mean, they did kind of everything they needed to at least immediately to fix that park.
That was a very good master plan for that park, and they executed very well on it, and it shows. And so I think in terms of lands dedicated to a single IP, Cars Land has been successful. I think Star Wars Land is going to be successful. I think Toy Story Land is going to be successful, and you mentioned Pandora, and that I think is going to be kind of the outlier in terms of, is creating an entire land dedicated to a single IP a good idea or not? I think that Pandora may turn out well in the long run, but it
definitely
doesn't
has turned out well in the short.
Well, in terms of a land that really, like you said, it just lacks charm. People don't connect with it, and
Yeah,
if
but I think
people
there's a lot of stuff. Animal Kingdom doesn't strike me as a charming park.
It's
Animal
not,
Kingdom is
no.
a lot of things you're unfamiliar with, and that's the point of that park. And I think that's great. And I'm not saying that makes for experiences that aren't worthwhile and that you're not going to enjoy. I just think in a lot of cases it's harder to connect with that. And I think if you poll people what are their favorite areas in Disney theme parks, I think you get Main Street a lot because Main Street has that nostalgia, this callback to a simpler time in America. And I think there's a charm. Even foreigners find a charm in Main Street, which is amazing. But there's something about it. There's an intangible charm to it. And even a lot of Disneyland has that homier feel.
I think New Orleans Square does for sure.
Yeah. I mean, as opposed to Tomorrowland, like I don't think a lot of people walk through Tomorrowland in any of the parks and go, "Oh, this is very homey and I love this." And it's not what it's meant to evoke, but at the end of the day, you can't expect people to form as strong of an emotional bond with something a little colder in theme.
No, but I think the issue really is that every park should have something of that sort.
Yeah.
Right? Like every park needs to have something, a land somewhere that has the charm.
Someone in the chat said Dino Land tries, and it's a valid point. And it is kind of
that's very true.
And what I was going to say, try.
Yeah, Animal Kingdom doesn't really have a land that has that kind of charm, and DCA didn't until Cars Land.
Yeah.
Animal Kingdom doesn't, and Pandora didn't add that, and that's, I think, part of the issue with Animal Kingdom. And for the people that don't like Animal Kingdom, maybe that's why they can't necessarily, put their foot on it. But it's there, and that's a tangible missing element of that park that most other Disney parks absolutely do have.
Someone said, "What about '80s Epcot Center charm?" See, but there's no charm to Future World. Future World was all that wow.
But the charm is all in World Showcase.
That's right, because they were all sort of these little villages, and they have that charm, and a lot of them were built in the same way, like Main Street with the forced perspective and all the same tricks.
Absolutely,
just
So I mean, Epcot's a perfect example of half of the park is the wow, and the other half is the charm, and it works well together, and it
Future
makes
World
a great.
Is sterile, but you think about the things that people loved about Future World; they were things that were. Journey into Imagination undoubtedly was a charming attraction, whether the building had charm or not.
Right.
The inside of the ride certainly did. There was an entire area where they're painting a carousel, and I mean.
And Kitchen Cabaret had charm.
And even Horizons
had charm.
Horizons was beloved because there was a charm. There was a quaintness going through the way people used to look at the future. It had that nostalgia.
And World of Motion had it too.
Yeah.
I mean, you could argue that, Universe of Energy kind of didn't, and Living Seas kind of didn't. And maybe Living with the Land didn't, but you had Kitchen Cabaret there to make up for it. So,
but we just named the more popular attractions. The ones you named after were not things that were more popular in the early '80s. Living with the Land, the Seas, and Energy were never headliners at any point.
They weren't.
They were good additions, but they were never headlined.
And as sterile as Future World is, those things were charming because they brought it to a human scale on all the Omnimover type rides.
Yeah, it's true.
It was Horizons at its heart was about a family. There was a tongue-in-cheekness of motion. Human achievement was the theme of Spaceship Earth, and charming character you could have.
And with Cars Land, when I say charm, I mean it's an immediate charm. It's the second you walk in. I think the first time you walk into Epcot, you don't feel anything. It was once you went on the ride, you felt something.
Sure.
Like Imagination, you walk up and it's like, oh, here's two glass pyramids. Okay. Like there was no charm in that. It was, making the connection to the ride after. Oh, absolutely. And they were stunning structures. It's like going to New York City. You don't form an emotional connection to the buildings, but you look at them and you're like, oh, that's really neat.
So I'm going to be pretty generic here. We're talking a lot about the charm and then the attractions, like, and the difference between, what draws you to a park. I've only been going to Disneyland for maybe the past 7 years or so.
7.
Yeah, 7. And so I'd say, and I'm being very general here, I do have this like kind of yearning to go back, but it really isn't for any single attraction or anything. It really is kind of the charm of the two parks. And there are a few here and there. I mean, Indiana Jones and Pirates over there at Disneyland, and obviously racers at DCA. But I mean, there's very few attractions that I just can't wait to go back on. But yet there is something about Disneyland and DCA that I just can't wait to get back inside those two parks. And talking about
and that's the emotional. That's the emotional connection to the park, and that's the emotional connection that you don't get in Future World, and you didn't get in DCA.
But the difference is that I got those connections to the attractions at Epcot or the attractions at Animal Kingdom, and that's what I would if I lived away from Orlando. We
never had that charm because our parks are huge.
Maybe.
But you know which one of our parks does have that charm?
Studios.
Yeah.
Sunset and Hollywood Boulevard. Absolutely have that feel. They're very small and quaint, and there's a hominess.
And there's nostalgia.
Yeah. No, I think I will fight to the death that Hollywood and Sunset does a much better job than Main Street could ever try to. I love Main Street to death, but I think Hollywood and Sunset just do it right.
Hollywood and Sunset, it's more cohesive. Main Street is a little too generic, I think.
Yeah.
You can't put it in a specific place or a specific time, but Hollywood and Sunset you can.
Yeah.
It's a more
neon
pinpoint.
and just so much about it. Yeah.
And from my point of view, I'd actually argue the importance of Cars Land is very, very high, and probably the entire reimagining of DCA, because my first visit was while DCA was under construction, and then I've been back a few times since, and in my desire to go into these parks is largely due to a lot of stuff at DCA. I spend the majority of my time at DCA. Disneyland I love visiting, and I love the history, and I love, again, we use the word charm of it, but I don't spend that much time there. I mean, I spend a full day there.
There's more completely unique stuff at DCA.
I think so, yeah.
Right, than there is at Disneyland for us as Floridians or people that go to
and unfortunately, Disneyland has the problem of being completely overcrowded, which just irritates the heck out of a lot of people, including me. And that's the primary reason.
Like midday, you get tired of Disneyland because it's just too crowded, and you're like, all right, we're going to California.
Yeah,
we can
there's
walk and not
space at
get bumped
DCA.
into. Yeah, exactly.
And you could just chill at DCA. Like, I do equate it a lot to Epcot. I mean, I treat DCA like I treat our Epcot.
Well, Epcot,
can I go have some food and some drinks?
Park to Californians. Any Californian that comes to Walt Disney World, typically they fall in love with Epcot. Number one, because it has the most unique stuff of our 4 parks, and number two, it's this thing that's completely different from anything they have, and it's the same way I think we kind of gravitate towards California Adventure. I think it's this very different entity than what we have. Although I think that'll change as we continue to get these super themed lands like Pandora and Star Wars. I think it'll stop feeling as unique just because we're getting things of a similar quality and scale and grandeur.
Well, I mean, that's part of the problem. I mean, Disneyland is going to get an exact copy of the Star Wars land we're getting. So there's nothing unique to go out there for as far as
they sure as hell need it.
And they do. But I'm just saying it's not something unique for me to experience.
I would love that to draw people away from the things I like to do at Disneyland.
And I think it will. I think that's what's great about it at Disneyland is that Star Wars Land in California is going into Disneyland, which needs the capacity. And in Florida, it's going into Studios, which needs the attractions. But it's like the perfect match in both coasts because in Disneyland, it is going to level out the crowds in Disneyland that aren't going to focus
Or at
so
least
much on
add a big restroom.
That's just half the land. Just restroom.
half the land. Is
If
the
that was
restroom.
half the land, I'd be so overjoyed. Like literally New Year's Eve at Disneyland, I had to leave Disneyland to go to California Adventure to go to the bathroom because every bathroom at Disneyland had lines for the men's room. It's insane. Like they just don't have enough toilets at Disneyland. Anyway. So yeah. I don't know.
Yeah.
Jason jumped ahead, so now I'm all thrown off here. How do you think, how does Cars Land stack up with the others? I know many of you probably haven't seen Pandora yet, but there's not a whole lot of these yet. They're a trend now. They started around this time. Obviously, we're not going to ignore it because it obviously existed. Hogsmeade existed at Universal. That was kind of the first of these single IP themed lands to open. I mean, there are examples before that. They're not of nearly the same scale. We could talk about a Bugs Land. We could talk about things like that, but it's a little different in this case. So they did Hogsmeade, and then we got Cars Land, and then Diagon Alley opened, and now Florida, Walt Disney World got its first of these kind of projects with Pandora, and we have Toy Story and Star Wars coming up. How does Cars Land compare to the other ones? I mean, obviously they're very different franchises, but what does it do right that the others don't? What does it do wrong maybe that the others do right?
You know what the funny big difference that strikes me right off the top is that I don't necessarily know what this means, but I mean, all these other franchises, the Pandora, the Potter, the Star Wars we're getting, and to an extent Toy Story, but maybe not as much. I mean, these are all, the Toy Story isn't, but I mean, these are all fantasy genres, really, sci-fi or fantasy. Whereas, Cars Land is really just, it's a combination of places that you could visit in real life. And then just getting to meet these.
Not saying that a world inhabited just by living, speaking cars is realistic.
No, but I mean,
but
the idea of visiting there.
Yeah. No, it's true. It's true. It's all very much based on real places.
And
that's a very interesting perspective on it. I never really thought of that.
Yeah, I mean, to a degree, Potter is, but there's still
what
lots
does it
of
say about me
magic
that I'd rather visit this recreation of real places than any of these mystical far away?
And I don't know what that means.
You can walk under a floating mountain, or we could go to a diner that plays Motown music. I'm going to Motown music. Sorry.
Here's what I think. What I think Cars Land does well that Pandora doesn't seem to do, and that Potter doesn't seem to do, is that Cars Land has a balance of attractions. It has the e-ticket in the back, but then it has a decent number of other attractions and other, locations, be it restaurants or shops, that really balance the land well. And my issue with Hogsmeade and Diagon Alley is that they have the e-ticket attraction in the back, but they don't have enough to balance the rest of the land. There's one restaurant in Diagon Alley, and it's got like a 4-hour long line.
Yeah.
There's
the secondary attractions don't fit in Hogsmeade.
No. Well, they
were things that were there already.
Yeah, I'm not even counting Dragon Challenge. That doesn't even make any sense.
Flight of the Hippogriff.
And that doesn't either. So, but like, there's the one restaurant in Diagon Alley. There's the stick store.
Stick store?
Where you could spend $50 on a stick.
Well, it's either a stick or a shoulder dragon. So you got to make your decision.
Well, but see, and so Pandora has the headliner attraction. They've got this other attraction, and they've got one restaurant. I don't know. It's almost like it's not quite up to the same level as Cars Land. I mean, Cars Land has a couple of extra attractions.
Yeah.
Focused on kids, but certainly enjoyable for adults.
Yeah. They went a little more, I mean, and rightfully so. You couldn't really do a flat ride for Pandora. They went a little heavier on the secondary ride. And so, but the problem is, I think, is these other Pandora didn't lend itself well to other experiences. Like, you could do all the attractions you want, Pandora didn't necessarily lend itself well to dining and shopping. They did a great job. They did the absolute best job they could, and it's working. But at the same time, it doesn't have that charm because it is kind of this weird thing. But in the end, they put together a really good menu, or they put together really good merchandise, and it worked out. But at the same time, it doesn't all have the size of the menu that Carsland has. Carsland just has so much going on. It has 3 attractions. It has entertainment. It has a bunch of shopping. It has a couple of different dining options. It's got the lighting ceremony at night. It has, and because all 3 rides are outdoors, all 3 offer completely different experiences in the evening. So there's a little more repeatability in a trip.
I think all these places do what a themed land needs to do.
Yeah, they're all good jobs.
Right. Some of it just do it.
They all encourage they all encourage this like exploration. And for fans of Harry Potter, you could explore and find references. For Pandora, it welcomes exploration. I'm sure Star Wars will do the same. Carsland can do the same. You could explore and you could find references to the movie, but Carsland also invites you to just hang out there and live there for a little while. And I don't feel these other places do that.
No, it's the only one where I want to sit on a bench and just like watch.
Yeah. And I mean, Diagon Alley and Hogsmeade, they do very well, I think, with the shops and the shop theming is very good. Yeah. The restaurant theming is
too small and congested to be a place to hang out.
And that's what Carsland has.
Places to hang out.
Carsland has the blessing of size that certainly Diagon Alley sorely lacks. Diagon Alley would be an
awning
awesome
that
place
doesn't
to hang
actually
out.
block the rain.
Yeah, Diagon Alley would be an awesome place to just sit and hang out and watch the goings on, but you physically can't do it.
See, and I think I like Diagon better, but then the problem with Diagon is I think the ride is garbage. But they did everything else so much better. Like I think the entertainment there is fantastic. The puppet show and Celestina.
The ride's not garbage, but it certainly isn't as good as
it's a tremendous turd.
I'm a huge Potter fan.
Forbidden Journey is spectacular.
Oh, Forbidden Journey is so much better.
Yeah,
and if
the train's better.
Well,
I'd pick the train over Gringotts too.
I mean, I think each of the land. I'm not counting Pandora because I have no experience with it, but I think in the order they've been built, each of these themed lands has gotten better. Hogsmeade was a good first attempt at this, but it was a conversion of problems with the things. Carsland, I mean, it's hard to, because it's not human, so it's hard to make it that realistic immersion that you get with Diagon.
It's also based on an animated film, so I think it gets a little more leeway.
Right. But Diagon feels like being in a little neighborhood in London.
Yeah.
The feeling, the land is very, very well done, and it's very accurate. It's gorgeous. I think it's kind of like Disneyland to me. It's just a little bit frustrating because it's so small and so jam-packed. That's the thing that I wish was better about it.
And design-wise, the layout of Carsland is ingenious. Like, just think about when I go to get breakfast at Flo's and I just sit in that room in the back and it stares directly out at Racers and the mountain range, and how perfect and well thought out that was, as opposed to, I just think there was a lot of individual great pieces in these other lands, but I think just Carsland was just designed better top to bottom. And somehow we've run out of time.
Yeah. Continue in the post show.
Yeah, we will continue in the post show then. So join us if you're a Wigs member. You could join, of course, at patreon.com/WDWNT. But thank you all for joining us. We blew through tonight's show like this. We raced through it.
Wow.
Thank you for joining us for a celebration of 5 years of Carsland.
Time for me to take a pit stop before the post show.
Yeah, right. And of course, remember, kids, you can't win if you don't race. Good night.
Your eyes can see. Ain't got no losses. Ain't got no bosses. Don't worry me. Don't worry me. I ain't got no honey. I ain't got no money. Don't worry me. Don't worry me. Hey, big bulldozer. Hey, big
Celebrating 50